Hey,
Okay.
beautiful friends, this is Sarah Blumenfeld with Networking Done Different and outreach of an invitation to more.com. This is a special series highlighting the service providers and vendors for the Galveston Metaphysical and Healing Fair on Saturday, April 6, 2024 at the Galveston Convention Center from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Plenty of time for y'all to come out there and have some amazing things happen. We're going to talk right now with Katrina Cooper. Her business is Forever Friends by Katrina. She's going to tell us what she'll be offering at the fair. Hey, Katrina.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Forever Friends started literally 10 years ago. I'm a natural born medium. However, I had a really rough beginning. It's just become acceptable to talk about. So that's let a lot of us out of in the dark come out of the hiding. So I'm 55. So just to give you an example how long it took to have the courage to come out. I connect you from the other side. I can see, hear, talk to them, speak with them, smell them. But I also talk to animals. And so I'm offering fur babies along with your loved ones that you've been missing, or there's so many different reasons that you want to connect. It might be to say sorry, or it might be why, or it may even be what happened. Others are, do you know what's going on? And that's my favorite part. I believe in coexistence because my connections don't just have memories of the past. It's things that actually happened maybe 2 minutes before I started talking to you. And that is the most amazing of my journeys.
That's so true. Whenever I've had readings and someone's connected with, for instance, my husband, Steve, and he talks about something that like just happened, right? It's like, I mean, I know he's right here.
Yes, exactly.
But a lot of people don't. And when you give that confirmation, it's like, whoa.
That's my favorite part, and that's coexistence. So to have a connection and communicating and experiencing their emotions amongst each other, I can only come up with one word: forever friends, because that's the connection.
And I'm sure that provides so much relief to people, right?
I have tens of thousands that I have had the blessings of communicating with. And just literally 2 weeks ago, I was at a Paracon, and someone came up to me and told me how I had changed them 7 years ago. Never knew. Those are those moments, especially when you're working with spiritual and this economy and everything, and you want to make sure that you're providing a service that is reputable and tangible. That's so important, to be able to put your hands on and understand what you're getting, and to have something like that come through, I think is it helps the bearer, like myself, of continuing, of how you don't realize those little words mean so much to that other person, whether or not they can say it or express it. And if it took 7 years to get what it was about, it's speechless. Like, it makes me already crumble. I think it's so sweet because they coexist with us.
Well, there's no time, right? So 7 years to us is
oh yes, absolutely. It's just awesome. You can go on forever.
Yeah. And I imagine once people connect through you, they may have the realization that they can just talk to their loved one on their own, right?
Literally, you are talking with them. And a lot of times my notes have just their answer, because not everyone can hear or understand, but you definitely can feel it. And there's no such thing as coincidences. So if you look at the answer in a different way other than it having to be audible, you're being answered. And I'm only there to make sure that you had heard it right. That's basically all it is, a confirmation, and that you're not crazy, and we are being watched. And loved and guided, and that's a very refreshing feeling, who is still a survivor here on, the planet.
Right. Because they still love us and they're still interested in what we're up to, and
They're still
wanting
kicking
to,
our butts too when we
right?
make the wrong decision. So, and another thing that I like to express to persons is that when I ask for a photo of a person, it's not because I'm looking on the internet or not. Trust me, I have trouble understanding how to work it, but it's so I can pick your loved one out of the crowd, and listen to them. And if you want to leave it open, just remember, if you're having a problem with your car and Aunt Mabel knows about cooking, you're probably going to hear about Uncle Jack that you never met in your whole life and wondering why he's stepping up, because Uncle Jack has the knowledge to help you with your car. So please know that there are reasons that a certain other might hijack your reading because of what you need to hear, maybe not always what you thought you needed to hear. So that's really important too. It's to be open to the message.
Yeah. And you mentioned fur babies. Say more about that.
I love my fur babies. First of all, fur babies have a voice right now, and I talk to your animals even without them being on the other side. And I know that's odd, but if I'm talking and your little fur baby says, "Hey, you usually give me a sausage right now," and that's what you usually do, well, I'm talking to your animal, so that's all that I can say. So that's how I prove that part. But they all have something to say, and just because they've crossed over the rainbow, they come in too. And I love those. And the last fair I was just at, 99% of my readings that day, because I was advertising it, and those are so, come on, if you're a fur baby parent, to know that they want to come and talk to you, or you did the right thing, or whatever your decision was, or I felt you holding my hand, or the list goes on. Those, I think, are also very uplifting.
Yeah. So did you say you can give a message from their fur baby even if they've not passed over?
Correct. I do.
Okay, good. So somebody's
them.
like, what is up with my dog?
Yes, that's exactly what happens. And a lot of times I'm having a reading with someone and their animal comes in, and all of a sudden I'm going, "Hey, did you know that they like to have that other bowl?" And they'll, what are you talking? So you don't even realize that even while they're talking, I can hear them. And for some, I don't know, it's very odd, but it's like they know I can hear them too.
Yes,
it's kind of like how spirit is.
Right. Yeah.
So it's refreshing, and there you go. I don't know how it works. It just does. and since it does, I figure, why not use it so that way we can all benefit from it.
Yeah, for sure. I've heard mediums say that when they okay, I'm opening up to receive messages, it's like the spirits on the other side are like, there's somebody that can hear us, and they're like running.
Actually, my experience is that I can sit down and my radius seems to be at least 10 miles. But give me a few minutes, and before you know it, I can see where they're coming from. And so you get your phone out and ask for the nearest cemetery or hospital, and lo and behold, it's the direction that I said that they're coming from. They're right. They just know. I don't know how it happens. I try to sneak in. Trust me, I'm not always trying to say, "Hey, I'm here." I try to sneak in, and they still know. And if you're willing to hear the message, you might be my waitress, or you may be the person behind me in line at the grocery store. I believe that if spirit has something to say and you're willing to hear it, that's what comes out of my mouth, and that's the every day of being around me.
Oh, wow. Okay. So how do people connect with you outside the fair?
I do have a Facebook account. This shows you how silly I am. I have a website. I just don't know how to use it. It took me 6 years to get the first page on there. I know this is, but it'll send you to my Facebook, and also, which is Forever Friends by Katrina, facebook.com. That's also my Gmail account. And you can also text me, but I usually do most of my work, thank you from everywhere, is by mouth. I never wanted Tom, Dick, and Harry's calling me up in the middle of the night or stuff. So mine are all referrals. I've had, like I said, I call you my forever friend, and it's been working really well with that for 10 years. So, yep,
great.
that's how you get a hold of me.
Okay, so friends, you need to come to the fair.
Yeah. Oh,
Connect with Katrina, and then you will be her forever friend.
Yes, it is a beautiful community, and because it's one of those ones where you don't have to say, "Oh, I can prove it." They all have their own unique stories, and you asked me about one, and one in particular was a friend of mine. And I would never put on my religion or my beliefs or whatever, which, by the way, I follow no religion. But she was Catholic, and her grandmother on the other side, which, you know, once they cross, they start to realize that those barriers didn't mean anything. But her daughter was, her granddaughter was pregnant, which was my friend. And it took everything out of my mind to try to call her and tell her that she had to go to the hospital. And to this day, she'll probably be 9 years old now, because that's when I first started. But the umbilical cord was wrapped around the baby's neck, and she got to the hospital in time. They had an emergency C-section, and the little girl's name got my name in her middle name. So her middle name is Katrina. And but I was sweating bullets because I know that how that was going to perceive, but I just had to zero in on it, and there's a life that is around right now because of it. So that's one story.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yes, sometimes the message is so strong or sudden that it's like you just can't ignore it. They won't let you ignore it.
You are 100% correct. Just like a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, I say spirit are toddlers. They're going to keep at you until you go, okay, what?
I love it.
I do too.
Oh my gosh. Well, Katrina, thank you so much for being on the show. It's been delightful visiting with you.
Thank you. And I hope to see you in person. I'll step by.
Yeah, absolutely. Friends, make sure you come out to the Galveston Metaphysical and Healing Fair, Galveston Convention Center, April 6, 2024, from 10 until 8. You will have an amazing time. I guarantee it. See you there. Bye.